Record. So you have a big movie coming out, horror film, right in time for this time of year. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it comes out tomorrow, and I'm very excited. It is a horror film, but it has a dash of comedy, and it's got some romance, and it's not your, jump up and scare type horror flick. It's more of a fun kind of roller coaster ride of different things. I mean, we have one cast member who's 7 feet tall, and we have another cast member who is 4'8", and they are part of this team of monsters, basically not monsters, but people who are from this really messed up family that take these VIP winners. Every couple thousand people that go in this corn maze get selected, and if they get selected, they basically end up getting their skin taken off of them. And it's used for a facial lotion, which the family makes so much money on. So it's kind of like a Hills Have Eyes. My phone keeps falling here. Sorry about that.
Well,
it's like
it fits in with the kind of movie you're doing.
It's like American Pie meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So you've got a lot of like goofy romance. It starts off with me actually getting a blowjob, which is, I'm not excited for my mom to be sitting there with me next to me watching it, but it's with my girlfriend. And then it goes into 4 kids who just go into a corn maze and just go wacko. It goes nuts.
Wow, that's one extreme from another.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. You can pre-order it now. It'll be out tomorrow. It's on Apple TV and Amazon. You can order the Blu-ray and Indiegogo and Google Play. So that's very exciting. And I haven't even seen it yet, though. I've only seen little snippets that they've sent me. So it's going to be just as a surprise to me as it will be for you if you tune in.
Yeah. And what else does your character have done to do in this movie?
My character is kind of like a high school. So they're all kind of like just leaving high school, and they're in their, little town, and they're kind of bored. It's like, hitting fall soon, and Halloween's coming up. And I'm the kind of character that's like this big high school jock. And then when you're about to graduate, what happens when you're done being a jock? You're done the sport. You're not really on the field anymore at practice. You kind of start drinking beer, and then you're kind of like, oh, what do I do now? Well, I guess I might hang out with my girlfriend. And he's just kind of, it's like from high school jock to just simple dude. And they go to the corn maze, and he's just, everything seems normal, and he thinks it's a jump scare, and he doesn't realize that he's actually being chased by a guy with a real chainsaw who wants to tie him up and skin him alive. And so it goes, shit hits the fan really quickly.
Wow, that's just an interesting character. Yeah. And did you also work on the movie by writing or directing or anything like that? Or did you just star in it?
Everything is falling apart in here. Sorry.
It's perfect because you're doing a horror movie. That's why it's just,
that's why everything's
perfect.
Falling apart, because it certainly did for my character. I'll make no spoilers, but it might not go very well for me. What was the question?
Did you do anything else in the movie? Were you involved in like the writing and the directing or anything like that?
I've never been involved with any of the writing or directing. It's only been acting so far, but I went to film school for behind the camera for studying film production and writing, and I've always been interested in that, especially horror films. It's funny because this is the first horror film I've done. I'm about to go shoot my sequel to a thriller I filmed called A Predator's Obsession, where I play a murderer. But this is like the first like gory kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And I had never done, at the time, because we shot this 2 years ago. They shot a sequel, which isn't out yet. And so this was like kind of the beginning of my career. I had done, guest star projects like Arrow and Project MC Squared, but I came off MC Squared, which was a Netflix show for kids, where I was basically like an astronaut, big dumb astronaut up in space on Mars, into this, alcoholic frat boy who, gets blowjobs and, gets macheted in the back of his legs and lots of crazy horror. So it was a really interesting transition, but the chemistry of the cast was incredible, and I enjoyed the entire experience. And I've heard really amazing reviews from a lot of people. So
very good. And what would you say was the biggest challenge about playing this role?
I'm kind of quirky when it comes to acting, because I'm going to get my stand here once. You want to see what I'm leaning up against? Books, Christmas books. I'm in my attic. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. which is the total opposite of a horror film. The most difficult part, I'm more of a method actor. I like to get really deep into it and try different things. As I said, I was macheting in the back of the legs. I'm running through this corn maze. You know, I don't know where to turn right or left. And this girl in this like, you know, really tight cheerleader outfit is like skipping along and whistling. And she's like, you know, about to hunt me down because she's part of the family that hunts these kids down. And she slices my leg. So what I did, you know, to actually make myself feel the limping, because I had to limp for a lot of the scene. They had to pull the camera while I was going through. This is the biggest corn maze in North America, by the way. I had to limp a lot. So I wore my boots for a couple weeks without socks before shooting that. And I gained these massive blisters. And right before filming, I sliced them open. And then they were like, every step they would, you know, it was, you know, that feeling when you have a blister just cuts it more. And so when I was running, it brought that real feeling. And so that was difficult because it was painful, but it paid off in the acting part.
It's an interesting way to be a method actor. I never would have thought to do that.
It's a little strange, but it seemed to work for me. You got to go where you got to go, I suppose, you know.
Exactly. What would you say was your favorite part about filming?
I just love the community. I love it when you can be around a group of people that are every department has a purpose. Without that department, the movie's not going to happen. Without the lighting, you're not going to have a beautiful shot. Without the sound, you're not going to have good quality sound. Or without the people that decorate the set, or as simple as the PAs who help people transport things and give information. Having the community there of people that really cared and looked out for each other was just the most beautiful thing. It's what like made it really magical for me. And we were out in the middle of nowhere, like Sacramento, kind of like out in these barns, and it would take hours to drive out there. You know, it was very indie guerrilla. You know, it wasn't lavish. There were no like trailers and stuff like that. We were in the dirt, and eventually you just kind of fell into character, and it was magical. Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite horror films?
Oh gosh, I like all the old school ones like Scream, Final Destination. I know they're really not considered horror, but I like that kind of stuff.
Final Destination shot in Vancouver here, actually. They shot most of the movies out here. Yeah.
Such a good franchise. But my brother does a B-movie horror movie podcast with the guy that may as well be my brother. And it's just so much fun. I have to tell him about your movie.
Please check it out because it's out tomorrow. I've heard really cool things about it. I'm going to stay up till 1 tonight, or 1 a.m. or 1 o'clock at night a.m., you know, and watch it because it's released tomorrow. And I'm the kind of guy, I can't stand watching myself on camera, but because it was almost 2 years ago that we shot it, I've forgotten about the movie. So I'm not really looking at, oh, that's how we set. I usually get distracted. Oh, this is what we did there. Or that's how we set this up. I get to kind of sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm watching a movie that I can't even really remember how we did it. And that's going to be kind of a strange experience for me, I suppose, but you should watch it.
I will. I promise. I will. I promise. And what's next for you? You said you're filming another movie now?
So I played this character named Bruce. Last was Bradley on a Lifetime movie with Mr. Jesse Metcalf. He did John Tucker Must Die. And he's on Dancing with the Stars this season too. He's coming on. I think that's today.
Tonight,
yeah, I saw
yes.
The story. So yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's a friend of mine, and I had shot that, and I was Bradley in that. Before that, I was Brandon. I shot Brandon in this Fear Farm because that was about 2 years ago. And now I'm shooting a TV movie for Lifetime, which ended up being super successful because of the quarantine, called A Predator's Obsession, where I play the lead role, and it's this guy who's absolutely heartbroken. And he wants love, and he's quite similar to me because I just got out of a relationship, so I quite connect with him. But the only difference is that he murders people in very strange ways, and he keeps bodies in his basement, and he's very much so like a Dexter type character. But he's got a soft side that the audience loves to love, but they also feel very sick about how they love him for the things that he does.
A lovable serial killer? That's a new one.
Yes, something similar to that. And so I'm off to film that in 14 days in Connecticut. So I have to do my COVID test. I'm sure I don't have it. And then we're off to the races to shoot the next one.
Oh, where in Connecticut are you filming?
Niantic. So nice. That's where that's in East Lyme. And they call it Lyme, Connecticut, because that's where the ticks are from. They give you Lyme's disease. I didn't know that. And I was running through the grass when I wasn't shooting all day. And apparently that's where they hang around, on these blades of grass. So you got to be careful. You get that Lyme's disease, you're done.
Yeah, got to be careful. Yeah. Great. Well, I'm excited to see that as well. We're going to have to promote that for you as well.
I'm excited for it. That should probably be out in the next couple months or 3 months or so after filming. It's a little faster when it comes to TVs for the
Yeah,
network.
well, we'll just have to do another interview then for that.
I'd
As you
love
float in the air.
Yeah, check out Fear Farm. I'm super excited. It's not your everyday silly film. The acting's incredible. Everybody brought a lot to it. The chemistry is incredible, and the storyline is fun. It's scary. It's fun. It's magnetic, and it will surprise you. So check it out.
Nice. I will, absolutely. And now I want you to tell me a fun fact about yourself.
I'm a scuba diver. I haven't done it in a while because of COVID, but I do enjoy. I like to step away. I feel the one way to like leave the planet, if I were to be like in an alien world, is floating in this water and seeing this marine biology around me. I'm really big into sharks and marine biology. And if you turn on Planet Earth, I'm going to find the ocean episode. So I'm big into the oceans.
Very nice. Yeah, I never did that. It's on my bucket list, though.
Yeah. It's a little scary because you're down there and you're under 40, 50 feet of water, and you can feel claustrophobic even though you're in the biggest space in the world. But other than that, I also believe in the paranormal. I'm a big fan of a show called Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans. I'm like a paranormal nerd. So I guess that goes hand in hand with this horror film coming out. Got a lot of spookiness in me.
Yeah, you got to listen to my brother's podcast too. B Movie Bros is where it's at.
Send me the link. I'd love to check it out.
I will. Yeah. He's also my roommate, so I always brag on him. So
Nice.
Makes up for all those times I used to. And I'm kidding. I never did that. One time I was kidding. We're actually really close friends, so as well as being brother and sister. So
are you the older sister or is he the older brother?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest, and
he's the middle, and then we have another sister.
You picked on him. Oh, so he got it. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
nice.
And then we have a younger sister too. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and since we're a TV site, what are you watching on TV these days?
I hadn't watched a lot of TV. I was addicted for a while to Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
But I just find him hilarious.
I do too.
Ghost Adventures, which is a show about studying the paranormal. I'm kind of trying to figure out if it's fake or not, but they deserve an Academy Award if it's not. And then I just started this show called Animal Kingdom, which is really interesting. It's about these 4 brothers that all have the same mom and different dads, and they're all in crime and they're gangsters, but they have to learn to live together. And it's deep, but it's cool.
Very good. I have to add all of those to my list. Although I do love Gordon Ramsay shows, so I'm not gonna lie.
Gordon Ramsay he's pretty kick-ass. Yeah.
Yes. You need to do a project with him.
I'd love to, because I'm also big into cooking. I'm not the best cook, but I try. Like, I'm the kind of cook that like doesn't give up. It's like an actor who keeps failing auditions and eventually they get the part. Maybe 1 out of 10, I'll make the best spaghetti you've ever had in your life. So I'm into cooking. Anything. Bring it on.
So what would you say is your signature dish then? If you were to impress me with your tips by cooking.
I can rock a Caesar salad. But like I put the roasted pine nuts in there. There's a dressing called Lighthouse, but I imitate it. I like make the dressing with the egg and the olive oil, and I try to replicate it. I get deep in there. There's a little bit of anchovy paste, and I'm not a fish guy like that, but you got to put it in there.
You can't have it without it.
You can't.
I have to try it one day.
Yeah. What about you? What's your dish? If you had to be in the kitchen right now, you cook one thing. It's not so difficult, but you could rock that out the park. What would it be?
My penne alla vodka from scratch.
Ooh, nice.
And not the noodles from scratch, but the sauce from scratch and everything else.
Yeah. Oh, you make the sauce too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I love to cook.
Nice.
So, well, good luck with your movie premiere tomorrow. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to talk to you about your Lifetime movie.
The Lifetime movie is really, I've just read the script. They've just sent it to me. I'm not allowed to release anything about it, but I can say that it's much more intense this time. The budget is bigger, the crew is bigger, the storyline is bigger. There's a lot more intensity. It's disturbing, it's fun, it's sweet. It's got all these mixed emotions because my character's like sociopathic. He doesn't really understand the difference between killing someone and loving someone. It's a lot of conflict, and that's coming up in 2 weeks. So I've been really studying Nose to the Grindstone, the script, and, you know, getting into to character, which is exciting. And that, 2 weeks away. But tomorrow, as I said, Fear Farm comes out, so you can pre-order it on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play.
You got it. We're going to do that tonight. And thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon, too. Take care.
You
and
too.
Send me the
Bye-bye.
link on your brother. I'd like to check out his podcast.
You got it. I'll send it right now.
See ya.
Thanks. Bye.